It's a wonderful night, and I love you all for being here. I have to have special thanks for some of my out-of-town friends. I have friends from New Orleans, I have friends from Palm Springs, and I have a very special friend from Toronto who broke her vow not to come to this country for 4 years, just to be here. And thank you, John. He loves my Trump stories. We can't remember when, but sometime years ago, he edited me on a piece I wrote for New York Magazine, and neither of us can remember what it was. Historic preservation is under siege. Not that this is new, but today is different. Only 5% of New York City is covered by historic preservation designations. But preservation is getting 95% of the blame for our housing problems. Enemies of preservation are increasing in number. They are becoming stronger, well-financed. They peddle the simplistic and false notion that New York hasn't been building enough new residential towers. Have they been to Long Island City? Have they been to downtown Brooklyn? Or how about the far west side? Historic preservation has stimulated economic development in a big way. It's led to the upgrading of rundown neighborhoods, created land value where there wasn't much before, enhanced neighborhoods' livability, the appeal, all paving the way for pursuit of new real estate ventures. In fact, the revival of our city started with the historic brownstone neighborhoods that started in the 1970s. Developers are getting rich on the buildings that preservationists would not let them tear down. They are splendidly adapting warehouses, clubhouses, churches, mansions, office buildings to new uses, bringing them up to date and presenting them as new, like new. They have built new within the bounds of historic districts. They have opposed productively adding the next layer of the city's evolving urbanism. Developers should celebrate what preservationists have done. They didn't even know where Brooklyn was before the brownstone movement started. And it started at Brooklyn Heights and Park Slope. And preservationists fought Robert Moses clearance projects in both Brooklyn and the Village and the West Side. Historically, these developers, specifically the Real Estate Board of New York, seem to work against what is the best for the city. They wanted the High Line torn down, the flashing lights of Broadway and the commercials removed from Times Square. They opposed the designation of the Meatpacking District, Ladies' Mile on Broadway, the designation of Soho, NoHo, all the neighborhoods they are now getting rich on. They supported the Lower Manhattan Expressway that would have wiped out Soho, Tribeca, and much of the Village. They favored Westway, where instead the largest new park since Central Park has been created, stimulating the luxury condos now overlooking it. and traffic is as bad today as it was 50 years ago when we were told we had to have Westwood. Preservationists don't oppose new developments. They just want them to fit in with existing communities. Tall where the context is tall, and low where it is low. They want to preserve the unique urbanism of the city, not just its buildings. Density and height are not the same thing. We are losing more affordable housing units today in torn down tenements and small apartment houses, and upgraded tenements and small apartment buildings than they're being replaced. Let me repeat that. We are tearing down more affordable housing than new buildings replace. And new buildings are always more expensive. In fact, we've been de-densifying the city since Robert Moses. And he erased neighborhoods, built towers that only half the amount of displaced people could get into. The state then, under Ed Logue, continued the de-densification by building single-family houses, suburban houses, with lawns and picket fences in the South Bronx, where multi-family tenements had once stood. It is an insidious myth that historic preservation stands in the way of affordable housing. Instead, it preserves what little is left, and just look around the city at the buildings saved from the wrecking ball, saved by preservationists, and now thriving. So why is the real estate community always so determined to blame preservation for the ills they create by wiping out existing affordable housing and building 90-story towers that don't offer refuge for the displaced? Why does it perpetuate a myth that historic preservation stymies the city's growth and progress? These are questions without answers, at least not reasonable answers. So I'm getting an award tonight, and I don't want to be negative. I'm still an activist, and you are too, just by the fact that you are here tonight in support of what the League has been doing, promoting preservation in the state legislature, celebrating successful preservation efforts around the state, and joining local efforts wherever needed. The League, in fact, has helped create hundreds of units of affordable housing in historic buildings with the tax credits that make it possible. Some of the issues that I pinpointed tonight are in fact covered by the relatively new Campaign for a Livable City, standing up to the hypocritical Open New York. We are promoting legislation that would require builders to replace on the same site the number of affordable units they tear down. We are supporting more legal assistance for displaced tenants and retaining city council member power to require more from new developments. I hope that that some of you will join us. Some of you already have. We have work to do. The city is losing the distinct urbanism that makes it unique. We can't let that happen.